Everybody wants to make money in crypto, but let's be honest, most people actually lose money. And it's not just bad luck, it's because they're human. They FOMO into things, they panic sell. I mean, trust me, I've done this myself. Markets are incredibly hard to predict. But what if you could take all that out of the equation? What if you could just use a computer to trade for you? And not like some sketchy Discord bot. I'm talking about an on-chain, profitable trading bot that capitalizes on opportunities in the marketplace right now with arbitrage and uses flash loans to where you don't even need any money to trade, and this bot can't lose money. I'm going to show you exactly how that works in this video today and how you can create one even if you don't have any experience. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something you're interested in, then smash that like button down below and subscribe. All right, so let's get into this. Let's talk about how to create a profitable crypto trading bot even if you don't have any experience. So when most people think of crypto trading bot, they think of like something that you just plug in and it makes you rich overnight. But here's the truth. Most bots actually lose money. So why is that? It's because they're guessing, they're not executing, they're trying to predict what future cryptocurrency prices are going to be. Maybe they're chasing momentum on the blockchain, they're chasing volume, they get front run, they get rugged, or they just get absolutely wrecked for some other reason. But today what I'm going to show you is totally different. All right, this is a bot that fires only when there's profit on the table and it's ready for the taking. So this is built on decentralized exchanges, it's built on smart contracts in the blockchain, and it uses flash loans. So this is not gambling, this is math. You know, I've done this myself, but one of the first times that I taught somebody else to do this, they made $1,000 in their first weekend. And since then, I've helped lots of other people do this and create different bots on things like Ethereum, Avalanche, Base, and so many more. And you don't need a pro to do this, you just need the blueprint. So let me break down why this bot is such a game changer. Because it runs 24/7, it doesn't get emotional, it only executes if a trade is profitable, and you don't even need your own money to fund this. The flash loans do the work. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then listen up, because I'm holding a Trading Bot Masterclass next Thursday on July 17th. Inside, I'm going to let you steal my own arbitrage crypto trading bot, show you how to set it up step by step and how to create your own strategies so that it can run fully automated on chain. So trust me, you don't want to miss this. Make sure you reserve your seat with the link down below. All right, so let's do a deep dive into exactly how this bot works. So let's start off with the benefit of like, how is it possible that this trading bot can't lose money? Well, let me explain, because whenever you go trade on a regular cryptocurrency exchange like Coinbase, for example, all right, you could trade Bitcoin, whatever. Well, basically, if you buy it on one exchange and then move it to another exchange like Binance, the price could move on you by the time you transfer it from one exchange to another. All right, so you don't want to do that because you could lose money that way. So what you can do instead is use decentralized exchanges, all right? So that would be like Uniswap, for example. Uniswap is a DEX that plugs straight into the blockchain. It's powered by smart contracts on the back end. And what you can do is you can talk to the smart contracts directly in real time. And you can talk to another decentralized exchange because they're on the exact same network. And what you can do is buy on one exchange and sell on the other exchange in real time without having to move money from one exchange to another on a delay. It happens instantly because they both run on the blockchain in the exact same time, all right? And whenever you're doing this, you're basically creating a smart contract that sits in the middle and talks to these two things. And that smart contract is what orchestrates the arbitrage process. And so it's a smart contract, it's smart, it's an agreement, it's immutable code. You know it's not gonna break on the blockchain, and therefore mathematically it cannot lose money because it has a fail-safe mechanism in there that completely prevents that. And it's not just in the contract, it's in the blockchain itself. All right, so that's basically how it can't lose money. You can talk to two different decentralized exchanges, do a trade in real time, an arbitrage trade, and make sure that it's only gonna go through if the trade is profitable. Now, how do you make a bot that doesn't actually require any of your own money to trade? Well, that's where flash loans come into play, okay? So flash loans are a technique where you can borrow millions of dollars of cryptocurrency on the blockchain completely for free as long as you pay it back in the exact same transaction. So what does that mean? Well, basically, the blockchain supports simple transactions and then complex transactions. So a simple transaction would be like, if I'm going to send cryptocurrency from my account to yours, basically what I would do is I would just open up a wallet like MetaMask or Phantom, and I would say like, all right, I'm going to put one Ether in, send it from my account to yours. That's a simple transaction with one set of instructions. But blockchains also support multiple steps where I can say like step 1, borrow some money, step 2, do something with it, step 3, pay it back, to the user. That's where flash loans come into play. So you can borrow money from a flash loan provider. You can buy cryptocurrency with it, You can sell cryptocurrency and then take the profit and then pay back the flash loan instantly, all in the same transaction, all in one go. And that's how you do an arbitrage trade where you don't require any of your own money to trade. Now, a couple small caveats, all right? You do actually have to pay gas fees, so there's a little bit of money required to do this, but it's like tiny. If you do it on a layer 2 or some fast, cheap blockchain, it's like a fraction of a penny or maybe even a penny or two. And the other caveat of you can't lose money, I mean, you can lose money on a gas fee if a trade doesn't go through. But again, we're talking about such a small amount of money, it's basically negligible. You can do this hundreds of times and still only waste like $1 or $2. Okay, so that's the basics. Basically, you are using smart contracts to execute trades in real time. You are using flash loans to borrow money so you can do this. Now, finally, let's talk about the actual bot side of things, because yeah, you've got smart contracts on the chain that trade for you, and you can use flash loans to borrow the money to do that, but you still have to have a bot, all right? Because the smart contract is not completely autonomous. It doesn't run by itself. Basically what it does is you have to have a process or a bot, an app essentially that runs on your computer or in the cloud, whatever, that's like watching the blockchain 24/7 while you sleep. It's scanning for arbitrage opportunities. And then whenever it finds one, it calls your smart contracts to execute the trade. Now, with that being said, let me tell you why there's nearly an infinite number of possibilities to find arbitrage opportunities and how you can scale this out, okay? So, I've helped lots of other people do this. Of course, I've done this myself. I've helped people, build bots that watch multiple different blockchains, that watch multiple different tokens, all type of stuff from Ethereum, Avalanche, Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, you name it. And let me tell you the best way, all right? Because what you could try to do is essentially build the fastest, most competitive bot, because arbitrage can be competitive. But if you're trying to compete with like the absolute top people in the space, like you're probably not gonna be that competitive. So what can you do instead? You can basically look for other opportunities that people aren't doing to customize your own strategies. So let me explain, why that's the case. So there's all kinds of variables in this equation. There's the tokens that you're watching for. Again, I just talked about like one exchange here, Uniswap. You can watch for, thousands of different tokens on Uniswap alone, all right? And do arbitrage on a single application that has different liquidity pools. You can add in more dexes, all right? So like if you go to DeFi Llama and you go to forks and you look at something like Uniswap version 2, Uniswap version 3, doesn't matter. So there's hundreds of different smart contract protocols that work just like that application where you can arbitrage between those things, all right? And then finally, you can do different blockchains. All right, so Ethereum's the largest one, but if you want to do cheaper chains where you're not gonna, have to spend a lot of money, you can do Arbitrum, you can do Base, you can do Avalanche, Optimism, et cetera, et cetera. And again, that's what I've helped my other students do. And when you start basically changing tokens, changing decentralized exchanges, changing blockchains, and you start mixing and matching all those things, like you don't have to be an expert in math to understand that that's a lot of combinations. That's a lot of combinations. It's functionally infinite. And that's where things get fun. So really, that's an overview of the arbitrage process. Basically, what you're doing is you are doing arbitrage on-chain with flash loans, with decentralized exchanges where you don't need any money to trade. The bot can't lose money. You basically have nearly an infinite number of ways to create your own strategies for this. So if you want to see exactly how to do this step by step and steal my bot, even if you don't have an experience, I'll show you how to do this, how to set it up, and how to customize your own strategies. Just make sure you hold your spot for the link down below for the Trading Bot Masterclass next Thursday on July 17th. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you in the Masterclass.